Hey, Coach, you've been emphasizing defense. You obviously have high standards for that. And over the last few days in practice, harping on it. How did you feel about the payoff tonight?
I think for what we were trying to do, I thought we got a lot accomplished. It was, it was not an easy assignment to guard them because they're a good team. They didn't look like a good team tonight. And we certainly didn't look like a good team either. And maybe their defense had something to do with us and our defense had something to do with them. But, we said going into the game that we needed to have a really, really good defensive night, that we needed to be on our game and we needed to force some, difficult shots. And we did. We did. We made a lot of really, really good decisions defensively.
How about your effort in the post? I mean, 16 and 14 for Olivia, 11 and 5 for Aaliyah Edwards in 17 minutes. How did they help complement each other?
In the first half, I thought Liv struggled a little bit with their double teams. I think we were a little bit of a hurry, to get a shot off, and talked about it a little bit at halftime. And I thought she was great in the second half with being a little more patient, letting the double teams come, knowing that they're coming, and then finding the open shooters so she could get more rebounds. I thought that was a really good move by her. Keep kicking it out and then get an offensive rebound. So, we did things a lot better in the second half, except shoot the ball.
Well, along those lines, you also told SNY Paige was a freshman today. How so?
How so? Well, she looked a little bit tentative. She looked a little bit unsure a few times. I think she's still not comfortable shooting the ball as many times as I want her to shoot it. So, if you look at the other 5 games she's played and you look at tonight's game, tonight wasn't one of her better efforts, even though I'm sure if you look at the stat sheet, it's probably going to look great, probably 18 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, whatever. I don't even know. But I'm sure that's what it says. But I think if you asked her, she'll tell you she's not too happy about tonight's game that she played.
Alexa, you want to go ahead?
Hey, Geno. Going back to the point about Liv, just taking the last few games into perspective, how you said she's really needed to be a rock this season, and she's probably been, in some ways, more consistent than anyone else and more important than a lot of other people on the team. How have you seen her just continue to bring that consistency? Obviously, today, DePaul's not a team known for their size, but that's going to be really big, too, looking ahead to next week with Baylor coming up.
Right. The teams that we've played so far, Liv's had a huge advantage. So she's been able to kind of have her way inside, and she's done what you need to do when we play, teams like that. I want Liv's perimeter game to keep improving. I think she only took one today, took one shot from out there. I think that she probably needs to take more of them. But when you get to be a junior at Connecticut, consistency's got to be your middle name. You got to be there for us every single day, practice, games, every night. And, she's doing that. And that to me is, what the next logical step for her is. And Leah gave her great help. Leah gave her some great minutes, because it takes a little bit of the pressure off of having, one more big defender, one more big rebounder. The two of them are functioning pretty well together.
Sorry, Carl, you want to go ahead?
You've told us how you feel about your team's shooting ability, but are you happy with the quality of shots that your team is getting in their offense? And to follow on that a little bit, how do you get Paige to shoot more when it's not really her nature to be shoot first?
Well, I think we get pretty good shots. I mean, I don't think we took any threes tonight that you would go, that's an ill-advised three. That's a bad shot. So we took 27 wide open threes. So next game, we're going to try to get more open than wide open. I have to figure out what that one is. Okay. So what you go by is, are we getting pretty decent shots? The answer is yes. Do I think we can be a better shooting team than we are right now? Yes. Yes, we should be. We can be. But maybe we're not. And maybe I just keep thinking we're going to be. But maybe we're not. I don't know. I don't know. As far as, and Paige is a really, really, really good three-point shooter. So if you have a really good three-point shooter that won't shoot or is thinking pass first, that's great. Provided the other guys that you're passing to are Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. But since they're not available, I think she needs to shoot more.
Doug Bonjour.
Hey, Geno. You mentioned Aaliyah a little bit, just kind of the effort she gave you off the bench, and just what did you think of that? And kind of, how do you see her and Olivia on the floor together, kind of moving forward here?
I thought I just answered that. But anyway, when Liv comes in, when Liv comes out and we put Aaliyah in, the physicalness of the game changes when she's in there. And then when the two of them were in there together, I think the size combination of the two of them makes it really tough, for people to get anything going in the lane. But what I like about Aaliyah too is that she gets out on the perimeter and is pretty good at guarding people out there. So between, the two of them, I think they at least give us a big physical presence. And we can maybe pressure more on the perimeter because we know that those guys are back there.
Doug Feinberg.
Hey, Coach, good to see you.
Hey.
So I know you love numbers. You're one away from tying Pat now. Does it mean anything? I mean, potentially Baylor's your next game unless you get something before then, or who knows if that game even happens in this day and age. Does it mean anything to potentially be tying Pat's 1098 next or whenever you win your next game?
I hope it's this year. Well, actually, it won't be this year because 2020 is finally going to be over. But I hope it's part of this season. So I hope there's another game. I hope there's another win in my future. Whenever that is, it is. I've not, I had to ask somebody when the season starts because somebody contacted me about, that same topic, and I had no idea where we stood with that. So it's not something that I've been circling on the calendar or pointing towards. I know Tara Vanderveer just broke the record. So, what does it mean? How do I feel about it? It's given me an opportunity to coach a lot of games. When you think about how many coaches don't get to coach that many years and coach that many games, to be able to do that, it's been real. It's been a lot of work, a lot of good luck, a lot of, I was in our locker room before we came out for the game, and I was in there by myself, and I was looking around, and I wanted to see how many players we've had that made All-American more than one time. And when I looked at it and I started counting, there's like 17 kids that have played at Connecticut that have been an All-American multiple times. So like when you have that kind of roster, when you have those kinds of players on your team, stuff like this is possible, you know, and, you know, it's, it's one of those things that'll come and it'll pass. We'll be looking forward to the next game. That's about it, Doug, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Coach. Happy holidays.
You too.
Dan Connolly.
Geno, after the Seton Hall game, you said that Mir sometimes goes to different places on the court. And against Villanova, she had 8 minutes. Tonight, she had 7. What have you seen from her since that game to give her more minutes?
She's actually getting better. Doesn't seem it all the time, but she's actually getting better. And the thing that is really evident with Mir is how competitive she is, how hard she works to go rebound the ball, to try to contest shots. You know, that's how Mir is. That's why one reason we recruit her is she's a really, really tough competitor. She'll go get rebounds that other people can't get. It's got nothing to do with size. I mean, she just goes and gets those rebounds. And she's going to be a pretty good defender down the road. And, you know, she's going to get layups. And she didn't make any of them today, but she's going to get layups. So she's getting better every day in practice. That's not something she enjoys doing, going to practice and working at it. And I think as that gets better, she'll continue to improve and she'll continue to play more.
Carl, you want to go ahead?
Geno, it was announced earlier today that Fox Sports, or Fox, the regular network, is going to broadcast her game at Chicago against DePaul. How meaningful is that?
Well, I mean, after they watch tonight's game, they might change their mind. You know, or does Fox show cartoons? Are they a Cartoon Network? I mean, other than some of the news. Well, listen, I knew when we joined the Big East that Fox was going to be doing all the Big East games. They do all the Big East home games. So whatever home games we have that are big games that Fox wants to do, they're going to do them. And us playing DePaul at Chicago in their beautiful arena, Wintrust Arena, and for Fox to, you know, this will be their first national game on their network, first women's game. I think that says a lot about, you know, one, what Doug has done at DePaul, how consistent they've been and how good they've been all these years. It's a beautiful place to do a game. And I'm sure they'll do more down the road, but I just think they're going to be a great partner for us, like SNY is, you know, like ESPN has been all these years. And I just think we're very, very fortunate to have the TV partners that we do.
Roger, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, Geno, Kristen scored her 1,000th point today. It wasn't her best shooting game, but again, she had 8 rebounds, 5 assists today. You like the way she's evolving and just doing other things?
I believe so. She had a tough assignment defensively tonight, and I thought she did a great job with that as well. So, you know, to be able to play a game of basketball and play well when you're not shooting the ball well, I think that's a sign that someone's growing up as a player and evolving as a player. And I think Kristen's doing that because she was given a tough assignment tonight. And, you know, like you said, rebounding the ball, her assists, her defense, you know, and then you put, when on those nights when all those shots start dropping and she does all those other things, obviously that elevates our team tremendously.